Thank you. Thank you. You are so kind. Of course, as I told you first day, I'm really happy and proud that invite you here to my home, my university, my city, because really it's a city of symbols. Probably you know now a little bit of the city and around, and you can check this mix of marvelous culture of all times and backgrounds. Once again, I want to apologize because English is not my first language, so I made a lot of mistakes, so I'm so sorry. I want to talk. Jorge, me parece que no sé si es. Sí, es este, Jorge, sí, my mistake. Okay, I wanted to talk about the Irala-Hortal archive. It's an photographic historical archive I manage here at university, and the archive is here in this building. As a way of know and touch the history, because he was a great photographer in the 20th century, but how history and contemporary art, contemporary photography could live together, enrich together, and achieve a social participation too. How we can manage this or achieve this with an historical archive? That's the question I want to try to explain to you from this academic heritage in terms of the historical heritage is here in the university, and why. So this is Jalón Ángel. He was born in 1898, not far from here, in another region, but a neighborhood region, and he died here in 1976. After finishing primary school in his home village, he began his photographic journey at the age of 14, working as an apprentice in the studio of Alberto Muro in Logroño. I don't know if you know a little bit Spain or this north region we are, but next to us is another region to the north, with the main city is Logroño. This early experience provided him with the foundational skills and introduced him to the technical aspect of photography. And the next main date in his life was 1913, because being a teenager, he traveled to France, first to Lyon and then to Paris, with the son of his master in photography in Logroño, and they went as a little boys, 12, 13 years, alone, to live in France to learn photography. And this is important because the end of the First World War, he lives in Paris, and we have letters from this year to his parents explaining how Parisian people went to the streets, celebrate the end of the war. So it's really important, this documentation we have. He specialized in the genre of portrait because he opened a studio when he came back to Spain in 1926. So next year is 100 years from opening his studio next in 2 streets from here. And in that moment, when he died in 1976, the numbers of the picture he has taken has about 500,000, more or less. Unfortunately, few months before he died, he himself burned out 90% of his life work. So when he returned to Spain, he opened a studio here. He paid for manage and hold a photographic studio of Duker, that another great photographer, and Duker was here, and he wanted to go to Seville to open a new studio. So Jalón Ángel gets this photographic studio. Duker was living here, and we have the letters, negotiating with Duker the money that was amazing in terms of today, And he spent 4 years and a lot of family and friends money to get the studio. This introduction is to know why this photographer is important and how we can work in a contemporary work with an historical photography. He was a very important photographer, not only in terms of aesthetics or important pictures to famous people. He took pictures of, but because he was one of the main professionals who bring to Spain, to the photographic studios in Spain, the color technique. He went to Switzerland, to Telco ACFA Academy, to learn about how to take and process pictures in color. Around 50s, when he came back to Spain, he did 3 things. First thing was to translate from French almost the only and of course the most important book that he studied in Switzerland with the techniques of the color for the studios. That is full of chemicals, calculations, physical drawings, and I have to admit, I can understand, because photography in that moment was really different to today, and they are really chemicals and physical things and reflections and lenses and wow. The second thing he made was to no se ve. Okay. No. In the left, you can see the book of the second Congress, International Congress of Color Photography in Paper. He organized with his friend and his teachers from Switzerland here in Zaragoza, near the main park, the Cámara de Comercio. I don't know in other language how is this center. It's like organizations to help professionals to learn and to be in connection. So this was a great, big international congress with the main representations from ACFA, Canon, Nikon, the best here in Zaragoza. And the third thing he made was a write, design, prepare, and sell a program, a course on photography in color, or color photography in paper, that he, today, learn online, but sending by postal mail, So this was in at the end of the 1958. So 3 things that made him to be the main professional to bring color photography to the professional studios in Spain. So today we have here in the university the archive of this photographer. Pictures from early 20s to the 70s. Why we have this great archive? Well, because in the same decade, the gold decade for Jalón Ángel, he realized that a lot of people need help. Spain was so poor after Civil War and with our dictatorship. People in the small village, they don't have anything. The political repression was so strong. A lot of people come to the cities to try to find opportunities. But the people who came to the cities from the village, they don't have professions more than work in, the land. So Jalón Ángel was a leader to open a free nocturnal, by night, to teach mostly fathers, grown-ups or young adults, men mostly, to teach mathematics, arithmetic, mechanics, to help them to get a job for free at night. This was, the first year was in 1953, with 16 young adults or fathers looking for opportunities. And nowadays is one of the great educational groups in Spain, with education in all levels, from school, college, for you is secondary levels, to university. So the reason, because the family give us the archive, is because the father was, open the first, to help. And in fact, the same group we are in the university is still doing free and solidarity and things for all people that they don't have, they have needs and they don't have money. He opened his studio in 1926. When he came back, he returned to Paris, and from Paris. And I show you only few examples of the studio portraits. In the studio portraits, we have not only families, women or men. We have famous people, famous politicians, famous singers, actors. We have ambassadors. Wife of the ambassador is one of these portraits. The man here is Rey Ardiz, is one of the great scientists in the history of Spain. So he take pictures of the most important people in the 20th century from the 20s to the 70s, mostly 30s, 40s, and 50s, including Franco, the dictator, and because here in Zaragoza we had them, and we have still now the military academy, and a lot of people knows that Franco, before the war, he was the first director of the academy in his third period. So they ask first the wife, where can I take a picture when in this city we have, or you have, a good photographer? And they said, oh, we have new photographer that he just arrived from France and Paris and everything. So that's the reason that Franco asked for Jalón Ángel to take some pictures here and after, during the war too. He take a lot of pictures of the queens of the main festivities in black and white, and around 70s in color, that we can see these great, textures, colors, and yellowy everything. And this is their main work in a studio, in portrait studio. We have thousands of pictures. But he traveled a lot, mainly in Spain, of course, France and Italy. He was mostly a documentary photographer, very, very different to the photographer of the style he used to have in the studio. He is more free, more documentary, more modern. And I show you some pictures from Jalón Ángel and the other great pictures from the main photographers in the 20th century, just to look the visual, relations between these two photographers, and how Jalón Ángel was so modern, even before great photographers in Europe and America start to be recognized. Jalón was first, but nobody knows. So, for example, here we have in the left Jalón Ángel group of family in excursion, in a trip, and Henri Cartier-Bresson in the right. Here we have Jalón Ángel in the left and Eric Salomon in your right. Here we have Jalón Ángel in the left and Rodchenko in the right. So I don't want to spend more time, talking, because it's infinity for me. I spent 13 years studying Jalón Ángel. So, but only to see, to check how the things I'm talking about. In the left you have Paris, Jalón Ángel. In the 30s, in the left you have Eugène Aget. This is both pictures from Jalón Ángel, Paris, Sacré-Cœur, and Ponte Rialto in Venezia. He spent so many times traveling to the Pyrenees to take pictures, more anthropological. So here we have some pictures from the Pyrenees. And the women are very important in his photography, that for a man in the 40s, 30s, 40s, 50s is not common. And he take pictures from, a woman in the small village in the Pyrenees, or princess, or kings in Rome that he take to, with the same respect, the same dignity, the same, So for me, this is, wow, very important. So I organize an exhibition only focused on women. The left you have Jalón Ángel, in the right you have Dorothea Lange. In the left you have Jalón Ángel, in the right you have Cristina García Rodero. Magnum, today great person in photography in Magnum. Left Jalón Ángel, right Cristina García Rodero. And he edited a lot of 3 postcards. One of them focused on the main monuments in Zaragoza. So I spent so much time talking about Jalón Ángel. I'm so sorry. It's like how we can connect with society when one of the most famous pictures that I have not bring today, but most of the most famous picture from Jalón Ángel is from the dictator. And but that was a professional, commission. But the political work of Jalón Ángel is just the 6% of the whole, And in this political, we have from one ideology and the other. We have everything. But how we can say, okay, see this photographer, enjoy this photographer, is really good photographer, and that's it. Because at the end, sometimes I went to meetings or I try to explain about Jalón Ángel, and everybody, no, he take pictures of Franco. No, we are not interested. It's historical, it's a history, it's our document important. No, nobody. So how? First thing, we have to catalog, of course, digital everything, the whole archive that is very far from the end, because we have more or less 500,000 films, and we have around 7,000 digitalized. So it's a long travel. But okay, some other people continue after me, I hope. So we have our office here and the archives here in this building. This is in the basement. Okay, this is in the basement. Here we have the films, and here we can control everything and research about this and everything. The main thing is, once we have everything digitalized and we have everything, not everything, but most things, or a lot of things digitalized, then we can start to disseminate the legacy and build a new brand for Jalón Ángel names, more accurate, that people in society be interested in. So we have different strategies. One is the exhibitions.
El Archivo Jalón Ángel es un proyecto de la Universidad San Jorge y el Grupo San Valero que tiene como principal objetivo salvaguardar, estudiar, dar a conocer y poner en valor la obra de Ángel García de Jalón, uno de los fotógrafos retratísticos españoles más destacados del siglo XX. El archivo surge en 2011, impulsado por el poco conocimiento que había sobre su figura y su obra. En la sede de San Valero se encuentra disponible una sala de exposición permanente con la obra de Jalón. Además, recientemente también se ha desarrollado una colección de libros de fotografía con diversos proyectos editoriales. Por otro lado, en la línea de conservación de la obra de Jalón Ángel, el archivo trabaja en la digitalización de los miles de negativos con los que cuenta, y una vez digitalizados se registran y archivan en la plataforma de catalogación del archivo. Dentro del apartado de difusión de la fotografía, el archivo busca impulsarla tanto en Zaragoza y Aragón, como a nivel nacional e internacional, a través de diferentes actividades como exposiciones y jornadas, así como por la difusión en redes.
También realizamos una serie de investigaciones en diferentes áreas de la fotografía, la historia de la fotografía, por supuesto, estética y narrativa fotográfica. Jalón Ángel es uno de nuestros temas principales, también las industrias culturales, y tenemos relación investigadora con diferentes instituciones. So we have here this exhibition room that we not only show picture from, Jalón Ángel, but we try to engage another photographer, contemporary photographers, young photographers, and even the students we have in the university that I teach photography. The best works, I organize one exhibition per year. And I don't know if you can see in the right, is we designed postcards for every exhibition, and we give for free. So it's very nice to know nowadays, after many years, that people come not only to see the exhibition, but to collect the postcard we give. And wow, you can think that is strange or so basic, but people are very happy with this opportunity to take the postcard, the best postcard or the postcard they like more, and take it and make a collection. So that's great. This is the last year we have this exhibition, that's the academic year, we have this exhibition focused on Venice. Jalón traveled to Venice at least 2 times in the 30s. This is the 1934 travel to Venice year. We have exhibition in other... You went to Pablo Serrano yesterday? So we organized a great exhibition of Jalón Ángel in the Pablo Serrano Museum some years ago. This is the opening with great politicians, everybody. In other institutions, in other public and private museums too. And of course, we have our social network. Why is important this? Because we are trying to get to everybody, every age, people who are interested not only in Jalón Ángel, but in photography in general, and contemporary photography too. So engage with this kind of great heterogeneous society makes that our openings year by year be more, rich with people from different backgrounds, different interests, different age, but everybody interested in photography, not only in historical, but in contemporary. And this is one of the things we try to do, with our social network, that is Archivo Jalón Ángel, Facebook and Instagram. To build this new brand for Jalón Ángel names internationally, we have the Jalón Ángel International Photography Awards. That is, this year is the year number 11. So we have all the information in our website and in our social media. And the thing is, we have 3 winners every year in 3 different categories, and we have winners and participants from people who is so strong, so famous in photography, like WordPress Photo Awards, Robert Capa medals, so people who they send us the pictures. In fact, this year one of the winners is a photographer that this year with the same photograph that we know after give the award has won the World Press Photo Award in her category. So wow, for us it's great to grow up this way. It's very tiny. I'm very sorry, but these are the winners of the last years. We have exhibition from contemporary photographers, national and international. This is the opening from the last exhibition that you already can see is in the basement too, but in another part of the building. You can ask me or whatever here, where is the exhibition room, and you can see this double exhibition, contemporary photography, and I don't know in English this word, dioramas. Dioramas, yeah. So we have two rooms together, and you can see the dioramas, and then in the other room, this Jalón Ángel room, the pictures in a big. And this is from an artist that is a national award graphic artist, and it's based in a Frankenstein book that is a new version of the book that in the university we edited some years ago, and we won an international award with the edition, and now we have the exhibition. If you like photography and if you are interested or you like Frankenstein, you have to see this exhibition. Not because it's mine, but it's really, really nice. And I don't know if you know this international festival, Foto España, and we are for the first time official exhibition for the international festival with this show. So we are very happy. We have work not only with artists, but with photojournalists too. This is Diego Ibarra, who has been working and living in Lebanon for many, many years. And we have this collection of books that every year we publish a book centered in focus on photography, but whatever. One year is theory, another year is a photo book, and this is the presentation of the photo book and the exhibition focus on Lebanon and his mix of cultures, religions, with the photographer and everything, great opening, and that was here. The conference was in this same room, and this is some of the pictures. So we engage society, we engage people to come to us, not only for historical picture, but for contemporary picture. So we do this mix, trying to be all together. So Cazadores de Imágenes exhibition is an annual exhibition that we organize after our international award. This is the award, the exhibition number 10 years. This is one of the pictures who won, win the award. And this is one of the exhibition. Before we start here, we made this exhibition in another historical building near here. So this is Jalón Ángel pictures? No. People know Jalón Ángel better because we support photography around the world, whatever is historical or contemporary, artist or documental. Yeah. So we want, if anybody read or hear Jalón Ángel, even if they are here in Spain or in other countries, they thought, oh, photography, no? No, like, oh, they have they do something in photography. So this is the reason. And because we support, or in the spirit of Jalón Ángel, we support artists and photographers wherever they are. This is just examples. We publish at least one year, one book per year. Could be photo. This is working in the proofs of the photographer, the book for the Phoenician collapse in Lebanon. We have COVID photo diaries with photographers that, for example, Manu Bravo is a Pulitzer that collaborates here, or Robert Capameda, WordPress Photo. We published this other with them. We have other books focus on theory, so it's all around photography, whatever, but photography. So we are in international association like Photo Consortium that many knows, and relation with Europeana. Okay. Thank you. And of course, we made research in different areas of photography. Of course, Jalón Ángel is our main research, but we research about cultural industries, museums, photography exhibitions. Nowadays, artificial intelligence and museums and money, how use or help with artificial intelligence managing archive of galleries. So we are evolving every day. So this is how we try to engage our next society, or in Zaragoza, in Spain, around the world, building new brand for Jalón Ángel. Jalón Ángel means photography. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Pilar. Now you can see why the focus of the conference is on GLAM. And it was Professor Pilar who actually conceptualized, the focus for this conference. We really appreciate that. Very interdisciplinary, but the contemporary through the past and the present. Any questions? You got 15 minutes for questions. Yeah, right in the front. Once again, your name and place, even though you've asked before. Yeah.
I'm Lisa Falk from the University of Arizona State Museum, but we also have at the University Center for Creative Photography, and I'm curious if you've ever done any collaborative work with the university or with the center.
Thank you. Sorry, it's my bad. You asked me if I thinking on collaborate with other.
Sí, ha sido trabajo colaborativo con el Centro de Fotografía en la Universidad de Arizona. ¿Ya? ¿O tienes plan?
No, I would like. Please invite me.
Yo no trabajo ahí.
Yeah. I. Please call me, write me, everybody, because not only manage the Jalón Ángel archive, I'm interested as institution and research small center to collaborate and make things. Could be research, could be exhibitions, could be whatever. But in terms of my research, because I'm professor too, so in photography, so please, everybody, write me, call me, whatever you need. I'm open to travel, of course, and whatever. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bill Gates. I'm from the United States, and my question is, when you described that he burned like a huge portion of his work just before he died, like it echoed of what Michelangelo did, how he also burned over 90% of all his work to conceal the effort that went into it. He didn't, to preserve the image of the creative genius, like he didn't want people to see how hard it was. I'm just wondering if you could talk a little more about that, why that happened and why he did that. It's alarming.
Yeah, thank you. I cannot say a lot about this because I interview different family members because their sons are alive. I talk a lot with the older son that he knew and remember a lot of his father, and he really don't know. But there's two things from my point of view. First, this year he moved the location of the studio. So I think he thought, too many pictures, And the other thing is more personal. Is the more I grow out and I myself get older or have issues in my life, I think, who is going to see my pictures? Who is going to see my letters, my rights, my personal things? Because, I don't have brothers, I don't have sisters, I don't have sons or daughters. So who is going to look to my things when I'm gone? And I understand that if you, for whatever reason, you don't want that some things everybody see because it's part of your personal life, not your professional or family life. If your personal life, maybe you decide some things you don't want to see, or another theory is you things are not so important. And I think Jalón Ángel didn't realize how important will be or was, in fact, in that moment, the professional work and the personal work in terms of pictures, that he just didn't thought about that was important enough. And I think this is the thing. And yeah, he burned out in a small land in his house that is, and nobody were there to, stop father or whatever, But yeah. And I have this idea about he didn't thought that that picture were important enough because his last pupil, discípulo, how is his name? The last is a photographer that is old today but is alive. And he started working and learning with Jalón Ángel at the age of 17. And when Jalón Ángel dies in 1760, he kept the studio and still working in the studio until 21st century. And he's a great friend of us. He came for I asked him and interviewed him for many things. And one day he told us around 2018, he said, I have a lot of Jalón Ángel of pictures. So, you have? How many? 80 boxes. I go, what? Yeah. And the thing was, when they worked together in the studio, Jalón Ángel says, this picture from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, go to the garbage. And this man said, can I keep this picture instead go to the garbage? And he said, okay. And for many, many years, this photographer working with Jalón Ángel, he explained, I take suitcases to the studio, take the picture with the permission and the Jalón Ángel, and in just before the COVID, he gave us to the archive 80 boxes from Jalón Ángel pictures in the studio, some only from Jalón Ángel, or some for both of them, and some of the last boxes only from his own work.
10 more minutes. Anyone? Yeah, there's a question in the front.
Thank you. George Sapade from Malta. By the way, I just wanted to know whether he traveled around the Mediterranean and documented or took any pictures of places around the Mediterranean.
How? I'm not really sorry. I don't understand the question.
Sorry, I just wanted to know whether he traveled around the Mediterranean.
Okay.
Mediterranean countries, I mean, and whether he took any pictures of.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Mainly in the Mediterranean, he went to France, but mostly no Mediterranean part, but the north, La Rochelle, and of course North Paris, Lyon, Italy. He went to Venice, Siena, Rome. And then he went to Tunisia. We have only 7, 8 pictures, but are really interesting pictures. Yeah, from Tunisia, yeah. And that's it. Because he traveled mostly in the 30s. In the 40s, middle of the 30s, to early 40s, but then he didn't move. He got married. He had 5 children, so he didn't travel more. But in the 50s, he started with the free academy in the nights. So he mostly stopped traveling, and we have the most studio pictures from that decade.
Anyone else at the back? Wow. Yeah.
Good morning. I'm Íñigo from Bilbao, here in Spain. I have a question because a couple of years ago I discovered that in Zaragoza, I don't know if it's still open or not, was the Spectrum Gallery.
Yes.
There is any kind of relationship between this gallery that was very important in Zaragoza?
Yes.
Because yesterday we went to the Origami Museum.
Yes.
So I discovered another amazing thing about Zaragoza. Not just this Spectrum Gallery that they organize very important photography exhibition, but also the origami. And was something new from Zaragoza, no expected from me that I know from here. So it's like, oh.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Spectrum is one of the most important studio and room exhibition in terms of artist photography in Spain, and one of the most important in the world. Spectrum was opened in 1977. And Jalón Ángel dies the year before. So they don't, because I wanted to know, to think that maybe they work together in some place. But we are we are friends, so friends that our annual exhibition from the world sometimes was there in the Spectrum, room. We support each other. But in terms of Jalón Ángel meet Spectrum was not possibility because we have a year of different, yes. And we are full of surprises and treasures in Zaragoza. Yeah. Bilbao too.
Any other questions or comments? No?
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Sure.
Okay. Maybe we don't have more questions, but I wanted to thank you for listening to me and listen my blah, 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 more information, a lot of things about Jalón Ángel. I love Jalón Ángel, I love photography. I love how art and the places that we can meet around art, heritage photography is bring together a place of, peace, or, yeah. So please, it's very easy to find me. If you write in Google my name and surname, or my name, surname, and the university, you can find my contact. Please write me. I'm open to work with you, collaborate, do whatever we think could be good stuff. So, you're very welcome to do that.
Thanks, Professor Pilar. Would you all join me in thanking Professor Pilar, please?
Thank you.
Coffee break for half an hour, and then we go into sessions, okay? Enjoy the day.